Okay.
Ohayou gozaimasu, konnichiwa. We are the team Mission Possible of Group 1 who will be presenting on the topic converting English text into Japanese. So we are the team of 5 members. So our team leader is Shekhar Lakshmi and our other team members are Kirtana, Harish, Bhumika and myself Rishwan. So let me just introduce myself. So I am Rishwan who is pursuing BTech in Computer Science and Business System Department in RMK Engineering College. So I just completed my schooling in Chinmaya Vidyalaya, Chennai. So my interest is in cyber security. So I have just started learning various tools and functions which are just useful in this field. I have really participated in the Smart India Hackathon on the topic of fake product identification using blockchain technology. I have knowledge on C, Python, and Java programming. So my role in this project is presenting, creating the prototype, UI UX design, and my some part of knowledge I just help in some part of my coding. So next I'll pass on to my team leader Shekhar Lakshmi. So she'll be introducing herself.
Hi, this is Shekhar Lakshmi. So I'm from Chennai, Tamil Nadu. I'm pursuing my BTech IT from in RMK Engineering College, Chennai. My father is into business and my mother is a housemaker. So I have a younger brother who's in 11th grade. So my hobbies are drawing and watching anime and stuff. And I have also represented my school and college in many drawing competitions and won many prizes too. So my interest is into UI UX design and web development. I have also participated in many UI UX competitions and I have designed many prototypes and also web development. I have good knowledge on web development too, and I have developed many projects. So I have a fascination for languages. So I'm learning Japanese currently. So thank you. I pass on to Kirtana.
Hello everyone, I'm Kirtana. Currently, I'm studying computer science engineering in RMD Engineering College. I completed my schooling in Velamal Vidyashram, and my ambition is to become software engineer. I have a good understanding in C programming and Python that I have learned in Udemy, and also currently I'm pursuing UI and UX designing in Udemy. Have also participated in hackathon that was conducted by VIT. It was based on AI and a ML application for environmental sustainability. And about my hobbies, one of my favorite hobbies is reading books. Although I prefer reading fiction, I make a deliberate effort to read at least one non-fiction book in a couple of months. And recently I read a book called Ghost of Tsunami. My other hobbies are drawing, especially doodling, and also listening to music. That's it about me. And I will let me just pass it on to Bhumika.
Hi everyone, I'm Bhumika. I'm from Chennai. I have completed my schooling in Velaman and I'm currently pursuing my graduate BE in R&D Engineering College. Uh, as one month before, I participated in VIT Hackathon based on AI and Accenture in Innovation Project. Meanwhile, I have completed many online courses related to Python, Java, and web development. My strengths are hardworking, self-developed, motivated, and quick learner. My short-term goal is to get a job in a reputed company, both in financially and professionally. Talking about my interests and habits, I have keen to dance, and I also like to catch up on reading in my free time. Now I pass on to Harish.
Hello everyone, I'm Harish. In this project, I have the role of developer. I'm a student pursuing computer science engineering in RMK CET Chennai. My hobbies are CAD modeling and music editing. I'm currently learning front-end and its dev tools like JavaScript and its frameworks. I extend this opportunity to showcase my passion for this domain. Thank you.
We are the group 1 and our team name is Mission Possible. It is a chat application named GengoChat. Now let us move on to problem statement. In the presence of technology and keeping in mind the concept of globalization, chat application is one of the most important aspects of our everyday life for the use of different purposes that caters education, business, and personal communications, where the barrier is the language in most cases. Though we can send a text using chat application, but still there is no well-known chat application where people can chat with different languages with the help of auto translation system. Here the solution for this problem. To solve this issue, we have developed a web application called GengoChat, which is a combination of chat and translation system by which users can able to chat in their own preferred language for the translation system. It will help the businessman to make easier communication with their foreign partners, and the student can chat with their friends in abroad. It would help to learn different languages and help to communicate with each other. The users just need to select the language which they like to chat for the given system. The system will be using Node.js package to translate in different languages. The text will be explained by Kirtana.
My contribution in this project is I have created PPT slides. So now let me just explain tech stack. Firstly, let's see about React. React.js framework is an open source JavaScript framework and library. It is used for building interactive user interfaces and web application quickly and efficiently with significantly less code. In this framework, we have just designed simple view for each state in our application, and React will efficiently update and send the right components when your data components. Bootstrap. We have used Bootstrap, in which it enables the designer to build a completely responsive website quickly. It is a popular CSS framework for developing responsive sites and making it easier to design each components. Node.js, we have used it for server-side programming, and we have also imported certain Node packages. Every browser has its own version of JS engine and Node. And other reason for using Node.js is it can be easily connected with React.js. NPM. NPM is a package manager for Node.js packages or modules. Lastly, we can see about Socket.io. Since we are developing a chat-based application system, we are using Socket.io. It is the library that enables low latency and also has bidirectional and event-based communication between a client and the server. The product flow will be explained by Rishwan.
So now I'll be explaining the product flow. So GengoChat is our platform. Is our platform where the text will be converted into Japanese. So in this we have two cases: a login using ID. So if we already have created an ID, so we'll be logging it with a username and a unique password. So if we do not have any login ID, we'll be going on to the create ID section. In the create ID, we'll be having a generally like a name, a phone number, email ID. So after creating password, so after we'll be going back into the login section and be coming into our platform. So in the chat forum, will be every person will be having a unique ID. So with that only they'll be identified. Each person will be identified uniquely accordingly. So they'll be creating the contact. They'll be saving the contact according to the ID, so they can start the conversation because everyone will be having a unique ID between them. So when the person types a text like hello, so the text will be sent to another person in a Japanese format, and the hello, the English text will also be written under it. So this is our platform. So this is a general product flow of our project. So next we'll be telling about the code of how we created this project by Lakshmi and Harish.
So before that, I'll be like explaining the prototype. So firstly, this is the sign up page. So here the user has to enter the ID and login, or if he doesn't have an ID or he's new to the platform, he has to create an ID. So it will generate a unique ID. So after we log in using an ID, so this is the chat forum which will be displayed. So here it's just like a chat forum where uh, two people or any, you can also create groups over here and you can text to people. So here comes the unique feature in our chat application, which is a translation feature. So here, if I type any text in one language, so let us take it English, okay? So if I text hello and set a to language to Japanese, the converted text will be sent. So let me move to the product develop. So this is the login page, as I've told you before. So here we have used two types of buttons. So to increase the UX experience, I've used primary and a secondary button. So primary button is the button where the user has to click in to go into the application. So which is actually a primary button. Secondary button is prioritized lesser than the login button. That is a primary button. So the user has to create an ID, not always. So login has to be clicked by the user always. So that's the reason this is the primary button. So the working behind the login page will be explained by Harish.
So this is primarily the login page code. Here, Bootstrap is used for styling since manual styling takes too long, and Bootstrap provides an enhanced perspective of styling for our website. We are going to use ref for handling changes instead of using on change events. This can be done by importing the use ref hooks from React. We create two buttons. One will be for logging in, and the other will be for creating a new ID. The login button submits the form. Then we use state hooks to save all the states in our app. To enable this feature, we are going to need UID lib imported into our client server. The create ID button invokes the function create new ID, which literally generates a random ID. This is for the login page. Now, the local storage is going to be explained by Lakshmi.
Yeah. So when we move to a product, yeah. So here I'm just gonna create an ID. So let's see how the local storage works over here. So if I create an ID, I'll be moved navigated to the chat window. So here I'll be having the unique ID as Harish told in the login.js file. I have imported an npm package which is the UUID, so which will generate unique IDs. So if the user each time the user creates an ID, a unique ID will be generated automatically. So here, after I get an unique ID, I'm going to save a contact. So this is basically a chat application. So we have to have two people over here. So for now, I'll just host this website in another browser. So let's see how this works when two people simultaneously text each other. So even here, I'll just create an ID. So this will also be navigated to a chat forum. Okay. So here I'm gonna just save the contact of the other person. So let's take this is user one and this is user two. So user one will be having a unique ID. So let me save the ID in user two. So when I click the contacts button, my functionality of this plus button will be to create a new contacts. So when I click the plus button, I'll be asked to enter the ID. So I'll just paste the ID of the user one and I'll just save it as some random user. I'll say user one. So I'm going to create this ID. So now in my contacts, I have user one created. So let me move to the conversation part where you have to create a conversation. So automatically when I move to a conversation part, I have also written a code on this conversation part where this is the conversation.js file where I'll be navigated to the conversation part. So here I'm giving, I'm just importing the required packages, and here like I'm calling the conversation, I'm just calling the conversation module. So this is the code for the conversation part. So let me move to the product. Yeah. So here when I start the conversation, my plus button will have the functionality of creating a conversation automatically. So if here I'll just press the user one and create a conversation. So here when I go to the user one, my chat forum will be displayed over here. So coming to our main feature which is mentioned for us, this is the translator where the input text will be converted to the two language. So when I click on the translation part, so here I'll be able to change from two language. So let's say I have to send my message from English, and I'm going to convert it to Japanese. So when I click, so I'm going to text some random message. I'll say hello, and this is going to be converted to Japanese. So here for a better user experience, and as we have been told to save the chat, which from even the from language and the to language has to be saved. So here my to language is like my hello is being translated to konnichiwa in Japanese, and the from text is also displayed here, so the user can know what is the meaning of the Japanese text. So when I see here, so here I'll just save the user two's contact over here. So let me save. I'll say create, and I'm gonna add a conversation for user one. So I say, oh, so let me like change the language over here. So firstly, I have just need to translate. So let me say from Japanese to English. I just say hello in Japanese. So konnichiwa. So this will be converted to English. See, so the konnichiwa in Japanese is converted to English. So when we see here, I have got an message from an unknown user. See, the hello and the konnichiwa has been displayed over here. So if I save this, automatically the saved contact will be displayed over here. So we have used the main package called the Socket.io package. This is used in real-time web application where we enable communication between the web client and the server. So where the client library will be run in the browser part, and the server library will be run by the Node.js part. So both have an identical API. So I'll just show you the socket where I have used my socket.io. So basically it's a server like server package. So I've just written the code in the server part. So let me go to the server.js. Here I've just imported socket.io. To set up an IO connection, I've just written this type of code here. So here I'm getting const ID is equal to socket and handshake.yd.id. So basically the line number 345 code depicts that I'm going to set up a IO connection, and I'm going to pass the ID from the client path. So from the client, I'm just getting the ID here. So here, this code fully explains and how the recipient's name and the text is got into the socket.io. So basically, if I have to say what is socket.io, this is basically how simultaneously I get text from here and there. So if I text hi over here, I'll get the text in a fraction of seconds over here. So this is a role of this is the use of Socket.io in a chat application. So yeah, So that's all about the socket.io. So now I'll just explain how the local storage goes. So we have used local storage as our database for now, because this is a small amount, like we have a very small amount of users, and the data in the local storage will be converted to the database. So here I've just imported my React modules over here, and prefix is where the local storage will be like our app will be uniquely represented in the local storage, so it does not combine with any other app running like out of the browser. So here I just got the local storage, and I have like set the state over here. So with the prefix, my key is also going to be added. And this line shows that the data which has gone and saved, will be in JSON format. So that's it. So get the value from the local storage path. So I've just used this type of code. So to explain a main feature, a converter, okay. Yeah, to the functionality of conversion, which is the main required feature requested. So here I've just passed X, which is the input from the user, and from text. So when I set my from to English and to Japanese, my from text will be saved in a variable called from, and the to text will be saved in a variable called to. So I've just wrote a console.log statement, which will display, like which will be displayed in the client path. So I've for the conversion, I've just imported an npm package called translate. So I just imported it, and here I can just the translate engine has various types. So I've used the Google Translate engine over here. So translate engine is Google, so they'll use the Google package over there. So my key is passed, and my Google key is like specified over here. So I've just used a simple if else statement. So if my from is English and my to is Japanese, it just translates the X, which is the text area, like the text area content, and the to, which is the Japanese content, and it is saved in a variable called result. So here this is the code where the from text is also present in the to text. So similarly, I just wrote the same lines of code for the others with the simple if else statement. So that's all about the chat application. The future enhancement will be told by Rishwant.
So in the future enhancement section, so here in our app, so we'll be during the video calls. So we'll be converting the voice. We'll be transcripting the voice to a English format. So we'll be able to hear to the opposite side what they're speaking. So it'll be easy for the opposite person to understand what they are speaking. Instead of text to, in video calls also we'll be able to understand what the conversation is going on. So the second feature enhancement is, so when we type in our app presently, if we type hello, Konnichiwa has only been presented. So in the future enhancement, if we let's type Konnichiwa, the grammar of it will also be written in it. So it will be helpful for the person to learn the Japanese thing and also be able to understand what the text is about. So next, the next future enhancement is we'll be using MongoDB as a database to store a large amount of data for the users. So these are the future enhancements for the project, which will be helpful for developing. Will be great to if we implement in a greater way. So this is a project is about. So thank you all. Arigato gozaimasu.